Welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October. And I think this is the first time since we started this season that we haven't started immediately loading into a game, but there's a reason. Because last episode we made a trade, and in that trade we sent away 2 big leaguers and only got 1 in return, so we had 1 roster spot available. And right at that point after the trade, the CPU hadn't filled that last roster spot yet. But now after that fast track with Shea Langoliers and a little bit more simming, the CPU did fill that last spot, and it adjusted our batting order, our positioning, our pitching rotation, all that sorts of stuff. So I figured instead of doing it on my own and having it all back to normal by the time this episode started, I would go through and keep you guys up to date with how I want the team to look, rotation wise, batting order wise, positionally, all that sorts of stuff. So let's start with the pitching. And actually, I guess I should mention first the move the CPU made. Chalk it up as another dumb CPU move, but they didn't bring up another pitcher. So now we have 14 position players and only 12 pitchers on our roster. But since the CPU automatically made its own adjustments to everything, it also made an adjustment to our starting rotation, but it's actually one that I think I'm going to leave. They moved Grant Taylor into the rotation. They bumped Brandon Woodruff out of the rotation into the bullpen. And Woodruff has been struggling this year, at least compared to last year. His attributes are decreasing. I really didn't think he'd be hit with this much regression this soon. So not only is now Grant Taylor a higher overall than Woodruff, but also he has made 1 start since being moved to the rotation, and in that 1 start he kind of threw a complete game shutout, which also lowered his ERA a full 2 runs. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give Grant Taylor a shot to stay in the rotation. And other than that, in kind of a weird move, they put Clay Holmes and Tanner Scott both in setup roles, and I don't want that to be how it is. So I'm gonna go back to how we had it, which was have Phil Maton as the setup guy, and he's doing really good. In 12 outings, he's picked up a save and 10 holds and hasn't given up a run. So I mean, that's a win-win. Keep our 2 better arms freed up to pitch whenever, but then also still have somebody in this spot that's going to shut it down. Perfect. All right, so then offensively, this is where things got jumbled up. So first of all, the call-up that the CPU made was to bring Lázaro Armenteros back up to the big leagues. Just a stupid move, but I can't expect anything else from the CPU this season. But yeah, absolutely no need to bring up another bench player. He's only a 72 overall, and that's when the CPU could have brought up a 77 overall relief pitcher that also would have kept the 13 pitchers and batters balanced that you kind of would like to have. But anyway, this is what we're stuck with, and it also erased all the different positional things that I did at the start of the season. So I think I'm going to reestablish those because I want Colin Houck to play the field because he's a good defender at second. I still think with the speed and the better reaction, Ezekiel Duran is better than Austin Hayes in the outfield. So we're going to bring Austin Hayes back to the DH. Duran's going to play left. Houck's going to play second. And then for some reason, the CPU also put Nick Senzel in against righties. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's having an insane season. But also don't get it wrong. That's only against lefties. He's batting a ridiculous 524 in 42 at-bats against lefties. He's still only batting 229 in 35 at-bats against righties. So no, Nick Senzel is not becoming an everyday player, and I still want to keep Jordan Lawler starting. He is finally starting to come around in his progression, especially against lefties, but the righty stuff is still lagging behind. And I know it hasn't really translated yet, but he has that 3+ performance boost, and I guess I'm still hoping it kicks in. But like, come on, man, if he does start hitting well against righties, look how quick he's already going up against lefties. He's not even doing that good against lefties, but it's that A potential that's just carrying him. So we need him to get at bats against righties, and we need him to start producing, and also we need him to play short. And then moving over to our lineup against lefties, I mean, they messed this one up too. Fletcher not just playing but leading off against lefties makes no sense. So I think we still want to keep him on the bench against lefties, and I want to keep Colson Montgomery in against lefties because this was one that I said I wanted to look out for at the beginning of the year, but he's actually hitting lefties decently, average wise. so far this year, to the point that his numbers are actually going up slightly. It's the power that's lagging behind. But if his average is looking good against lefties, I want to make sure I can try and capitalize on that and keep getting him lefty-lefty at bats to get those attributes up. Probably not going to bat him leadoff though, but I am going to move Duran out to the outfield, so he's just an outfielder now, isn't he? And then we're pretty much just going to shift this whole infield around a little bit. Houck is going to give up the DH spot to Senzel, and then Houck is going to play second. Colson's going to play third. And I think I actually want to lead off Senzel, knowing that he's batting 500 against lefties. But then, yeah, I think this is how we'll leave it. Otherwise, we got a catcher platoon working now. Mejia's going to start against the lefties, Langoliers against the righties. So there we go. Everything's fixed. So now that means we can hop into today's game where we're up 4-3 in the 7th inning, which I'm excited by purely for the fact that we haven't played many games starting in the 7th inning this year. I think every game we've played has started in either the 8th, the 9th, or extras. All right, but what are we looking like here? First of all, could I take Maton out if I wanted to? I can't. He hasn't faced 3 batters yet. But let's see what's gotten us to this point here. We have homers from Robert and Vlad. Couple doubles also from Luis Robert. He's having a good day. And then Schuster went 6. Gave up 3. Maton's only been in for a third, and he's given up a hit, so he's faced 2 batters. Schuster is probably responsible for the runner on third, and there's only 1 out in the inning, so I wonder if they're going to try some sort of sack bunt type deal. I don't know. And I hung. All right, tie game. There's an 0-2 count. I left that curveball right down the middle. Look at how bad that pitch missed. Oh, but we get him. Okay, see, that's what that pitch is supposed to look like. That's okay. We've got 3 innings left, and it's a tie game. It's no big deal. And I guess I also should point out that all those changes we just made to the lineup aren't in effect for this game, because that's just how March to October works. Doesn't take effect until the next game. Oh, and I just missed that. Oh, man, I just missed that. I had such the right idea, and I was just a little underneath it. Man, look at the day that Shea Langoliers has had. He has 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Technically has no at-bats yet today. Okay, and then a terrible miss on a 3-2. He's our newest player, but he's our scariest player, apparently. They don't want to pitch to him, and Senzel's not staying in. Let's get someone in that I don't really think we've seen anything from this season. Termarr Johnson. I think we just haven't happened to have a game where he's been in the lineup, so this is going to be a fun AB, hopefully. And they don't want to pitch to him either. Or I guess I shouldn't say that. That was like a 9-pitch at bat or something like that. But that's 2 walks in a row to give us 2 base runners. This dude's gotten to a 3-2 count in all 3 at bats so far this inning. I think we've made him throw 20 pitches to 3 batters. Man, and Fletcher has 2 walks already in this game. So we had 2 walks already from Langoliers, 2 from Fletcher, and then now I've walked twice this inning. That is at least 6 walks. And then the hit by pitch from Langoliers, so that's 7 free base runners, at least. We should have more than 4 runs. Fletcher, there we go. That's going to give us more than 4 runs. Nice swing there. Got it past the glove, and immediately we get that run back. Take the lead. And we're in a really nice spot to expand on the lead even more. I'm very surprised they're leaving this dude in. And, well, they get away with it that time. That was a pitch I should have done more with, but it's going to get us a run, so how much can I really complain? Now they take him out. They're going to Alex Reyes. This dude's still around. He's a 61 overall here in 2027, and he hasn't pitched since 2021. And then Vlad, trying to ruin his attempt at a career resurgence. We're going to drive in another. Oh, and then I just missed that with Robert. Has still made it to the track, even with that bad of a swing. All right, well, I'm just going to bring in Dustin May then. I know that we're still technically in a safe situation, but I might just leave him in for the next 2 innings, assuming he pitches well. Okay. That's not, it's not ideal. Oh, I thought we had it. I actually thought Robert was going to get that one. Okay. I guess don't miss your spot. Dude, I thought I was about to give up another. I don't know why I can't hit the spot with the cutter. All right, there we go. That's better. Freeze Pete Alonso. Oh, but that one's going to get through, and somehow they're going to be bringing up the tying run to the plate this inning. All right, there we go. We got him swinging through a circle change. Not the most dominant of innings there out of Dustin May, but I guess we got the job done. Okay, it is going to get through. I thought I hit that right to the shortstop at first. Let's get that run back, though, immediately. Why not? Okay. Not a good move from me to take strike 3. And how? Nope, that was okay. Thought I got more air under that. Is Langoliers going to register an at-bat today? He's got one more chance at it. Oh my God, okay, he's just gonna hit his spots perfectly now. 61 overall, Alex Reyes. Look at those two pitches. I had to swing with all the corners he was hitting this inning. My God. All right, well, I'm going to the closer then. May gave up a run. We're only up 2 now. And I don't know. We'll see if this was a dumb move, because actually the first 2 hitters hit lefties better than they hit righties. But I don't know. When you've got a closer that's dominant like Garrett Crochet, you don't really ever factor in the matchups. You just kind of bring in your guy to get the last 3 outs. And there we go. He's going to get the first one. And there's the second one on 1 pitch. And Roberts should get there. Got a good break on it. And there we go. Nice little win. Scored a few runs of my own. Always feel good about a game where I can do that. And that actually might have been our 50th win of the year. And what did it say? We got 2 momentum fireballs. So what's that going to turn into? We were pretty much neutral to end last episode. So all right, decent enough fireball here. We got 4 games against the Jays. We can't sweep them. And we lost the first. Why? Game. Do you not think there was a reason I declined his fast track already one time? Like, seriously, how stupid is the logic of this game to be like, oh, you didn't want to fast track him once already? Here, maybe you want to now. No, there was a reason that I declined it. It would have been different if I tried it and then failed. Then yeah, I might have wanted another chance. But no, if I said I didn't want to do it, that means I don't want to do it. This game is just, I don't know. I got a comment last episode that said, it seems like the further we get into this mode, the more things start to break down. And I don't think that could be any more true. But no, there is absolutely no reason to do this fast track with Miguel Rojas. Even if we succeed, it's not going to put him to a spot where I'd want to call him up. So there's no reason to do it. Let's move on. And we get to play in San Francisco, and we got to even up the series. Now the Giants, that was a team. That's a team. Oh, I wish we would have gotten to play him more, but we're going to be starting in the bottom of the 9th. But no, man, the Giants, that was a team I've talked about a few times because they made some crazy off-season signings. I mean, I won't get into it too much, but just like look at their lineup and look at all these players here that are not San Francisco Giants when you think of what the Giants are. Dude, and actually, speaking of that NL West, our record of 52-20, ridiculous. But let's go check on that AL West. The Dodgers are 1 win behind us. They're keeping pace. I don't know if I've ever seen a team keep pace with a record this good before. And remember, we somehow have not faced the Dodgers yet in the World Series. We've had 3 different matchups, and none of them have been against the Dodgers. So it looks like they're done messing around this year. They want that World Series matchup with us. But the World Series is still a long ways away. We still got to get there. So let's get there, and let's shut down these Giants here. Wrap up this win. Looks like they've already put up 2 in this inning, and they have 2 on. Nick Senzel is 5 for 5. He was already batting 500 against lefties, and then he gets a start against a lefty and goes 5 for 5. All right, well, anyway, I know this is a quick game, but 6-4. Let's see what's gotten us here. Senzel, 5 for 5, and he's driven in 3 out of the leadoff spot. We have a couple doubles on the board, and we've gotten on base 20 times, 12 hits and 8 walks. Jared Schuster had a great outing, but Clay Holmes, what is happening to him this year? He's been one of my most dominant pitchers. Not just relievers, but pitchers ever since I signed him, and now he can't do anything. He's got a 6.06 ERA. But I guess him falling apart just means Crochet has a chance at yet another save, so let's pick it up with him. Okay, I wouldn't have wanted contact to be made on a swing like that. Just making Clay Holmes' ERA even worse. Okay, come on. Termarr Johnson at short. I don't know why that, like, panicked me for a second there, but he makes the play. We're good. 24 saves now for Crochet. I really, though, man, I wish we would have been able to play more of that game. I mean, I think it's only every other year we would even get the chance to play on the road in San Francisco, and then with all the simming that happens in March to October, it's very rare that we get the chance to play, and then when we do, all I get to do is pitch 2 outs. No, I want to hit. I want to hit it into the water. All right, but we add a bit more momentum on on. That's pretty much just where we were after the first game of today. Let's win the series. Oh, we got to scout first. I feel like every episode I forget scouting's a thing until it pops up again. All right, well, let's move past it again. And we do win the series against San Francisco, and then we lose the first game to Texas. Win that series, though. And we get to play against the Angels now on the road in LA, or Anaheim. But all right, it's in the 7th inning, so it's a little bit longer of a game again. And I'm going to get into it. We've got bases loaded against us, but a 3-run lead. So if we can manage to get 2 outs this inning, not give anything up, this should be an easy coast to the finish line. All right, we've got Tanner Scott out there. I don't think I'd really want anyone else out there, but let's see what's gotten us up to this point, like we always like to do. Nick Senzel got another start against another lefty, and he's got 2 home runs. Nick Senzel versus a left-handed pitcher might be the greatest baseball player of all time. It was a Grant Taylor start, and man, look at his ERA. Looks like it's gotten right back down to where it was when he was struggling out of the bullpen to start the year. So I don't know, we might have to revisit him as a starter. But let's not worry about that right now. Right now we got to get out of a bit of a jam here. Bases loaded, 1 out, Benintendi up, and if we don't do this, yeah, okay, now we don't have to face Trout with the bases loaded. It couldn't have gone any better than that. All right, well, we didn't give anything up. We have a 3-run lead. This should kind of be a very easy rest of the game here. Ooh, yeah, dude, Jose Soriano, I remember now. He's kind of a not so easy arm to face. Little bit of a funky delivery, lot of speed, and a lot of break on his pitches. Man, well, at least I put bat on ball that time, but still not a good swing at all. Man, I think I see Jordan Lawler's got his batting average up to 268. Okay, that's good to see, because he was still batting somewhere in the 230s at the beginning of this episode when I said I wanted to keep him in the starting lineup. Oh, and I'm not helping him out there. I actually thought I saw that pitch. All 3 out pitches came on that slurve, and I didn't look good on a single one of them. Trout is up. He's only batting 248 on the season. Still an 845 OPS, which is solid, but I guess by Trout standards, not really. And look at, I wasn't even thinking, but I already find myself wanting to look at his stats. Yeah, look at the fall off here. I mean, we don't see the regression on this screen, but his overall is down to a 95. And yeah, by his standards, especially in this March to October, big time drop off. But I don't know, I mean, he's still slugging 520. He's got 18 homers. He only needs 12 more to get to that 500 mark. I don't know, I feel like just as a baseball fan, tracking what Mike Trout does a couple years deep into March to October franchise, whatever it is, it's just something we all want to do. Oh, and well, he's going to improve his numbers a little bit at my expense. And isn't that interesting? That's Termarr Johnson out there again. He made that play to start the double play last inning. But didn't we start this episode by saying I haven't seen Termarr Johnson in a game yet all season, and now he's been in every game today? There we go, though. That should be out number 1 of this inning. All right, easy 3-pitch strikeout there against the lefty. And Fletcher should be able to get to that nice and easy. So there we go. Scoreless 8th. All we need is the 9th. But in the meantime, I don't know, let's score a couple runs. Why not? And they're bringing in a new righty to start the 9th. So that means I got to take Nick Senzel out of the game. I don't want to ruin his aura by making him taking it bad against a righty and looking like a fool. The only lefty we have on the bench today is Spencer Jones, but he needs my help. He's only batting 188 this season. We don't want to ruin his development. And I'm not helping him because I just looked at strike 3 on 3 pitches. Oh my god, and what is that? I can't hit against these Angels, man. It's kind of scaring me if we have to face them in any sort of meaningful baseball in the postseason, because this back end of their bullpen is shutting me down. Even that, dude, even a hanging slider to Vlad Jr. Not a good swing. All right, well, let's get Garrett Crochet, which should be a free save here with a 3-run lead. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun racking up saves with Crochet this year, because I feel like even with how good we've been and how good he's been in 3 seasons, the save number never really gets up to those crazy heights. Like, he's not really ever contending for league lead in saves. But look at him there. He's number 1 right now. But yeah, he hasn't had a 40 save season yet, which I find crazy. He was our closer last year when we got 121 wins. How do you not find 40 saves in 121 wins? Were we just that dominant? There we go, though. Always love the lefty slider strikeout. Okay, that one's right to Johnson. That'll be out number 2. Oh my God, seriously? We couldn't put away the 9-hole hitter because a perfect release just had to sneak out of the par? I don't even understand how it did. Oh my God, really? We mowed down the first 2 hitters and now they're gonna give me trouble here? Thank you. Just blow it past him. I guess don't fool around. Don't try and get cute. Just fastball, challenge the lefty, and end the game. So there we go. Another low stakes win. So that means a low amount of momentum that's going to be added, which I don't know. I don't have the data in front of me, but I just by feeling, it kind of feels like when we don't have momentum, we're not actually picking up as many wins as I'd hope. And we don't have a ton of momentum now. I got to scout again. All right, but let's see what this momentum does in terms of winning games. Oh, we're immediately playing the next one because we have a chance to throw a no-hitter with Jordan Montgomery. All right. Well, that sounds to me like the perfect way to start next episode. So yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it there. Be sure, as always, like, subscribe, comment, all that sorts of stuff. But thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me again today, and I will see you next time.